The difference between a man women desire and one they simply ignore isn't luck, it's behavior. There are 7 masculine attitudes that make any woman see you as an irresistible man, and most guys simply don't practice them in their daily lives. Today, I'm going to reveal what these behaviors are and how to apply them naturally. And let me tell you right away, attitude number 3 is so powerful that once you master it, women will start looking at you differently without you having to say a word. Attitude number 1, unshakable self-confidence. If there's one thing every woman instantly notices, it's a man's confidence. And I'm not talking about a forced posture or exaggerated arrogance, but real inner security. A guy who knows who he is and feels comfortable in his own skin doesn't need to brag or prove anything. He simply conveys it in the way he carries himself. When you enter a room with a firm posture, a calm gaze, and a steady voice, women notice immediately. And trust me, that makes all the difference. Now think about men who naturally draw attention. They're not seeking approval or constantly apologizing. They speak calmly, maintain eye contact, and aren't afraid to express their thoughts. This doesn't mean being rude or insensitive, but rather being a man who knows his own worth. No, woman is attracted to a guy who is always hesitant or asking for permission to exist. What they truly want is a man who stands his ground with confidence. But how do you build this confidence? The answer lies in small victories every day. Taking care of your body, setting goals, improving your communication, and stepping out of your comfort zone. If you avoid challenges out of fear of failure, you're sabotaging yourself. And no, you don't need to be perfect, but you do need to trust your own decisions. And that only comes with practice. At the end of the day, confidence isn't something you fake, it's something you build. When you feel secure in who you are, you don't have to force anything. Your energy simply attracts. Women notice it in the way you walk, the way you talk, and even in your silence. And the best part? When you develop this self-confidence, not only does your love life improve, but every area of your life levels up. Attitude number 2, mystery and unpredictability. If there's one thing that can kill a woman's interest, it's predictability. When a man is too obvious, always available, and has no surprises, the connection becomes dull and loses excitement. But when he has a touch of mystery and is a little unpredictable, everything becomes more thrilling. This doesn't mean playing games or being distant on purpose, but rather bringing novelty to interactions, being more spontaneous, and not revealing everything all at once. Have you ever noticed how women are more attracted to guys who don't lay everything out right away? That's because mystery sparks curiosity. If she can predict every response or action from you, the magic disappears. So instead of telling her your entire life story right away, let her discover it little by little. This creates that feeling of discovery and keeps her interest alive. Many people think that always being available is a good thing, but in reality, it can have the opposite effect. A man who has an interesting life, personal commitments, and his own goals naturally becomes more attractive. He doesn't have to try to get attention. His lifestyle does that for him. When you move at your own pace and don't lay all your cards on the table from the start, you keep the connection exciting. After all, anything that comes too easily tends to be less valued. Now tell me, do you feel like women lose interest in you quickly? Do you think you give too much too soon and then the relationship cools off? Leave a comment sharing your experience. If you need some guidance, we can talk more about it. Attitude number 3, dominant posture and body language. Before you even say a word, your body has already revealed a lot about you. The way you walk, where you place your hands, whether you keep your head up or down, it all communicates something. A man with firm posture, controlled movements, and a confident gaze exudes assurance effortlessly. On the other hand, someone who avoids eye contact, shrinks into himself, or fidgets constantly sends a clear message of insecurity. And believe me, women pick up on this instantly. Your body reflects how you feel inside. Confident men don't make themselves small, avoid eye contact, or look uncomfortable in their own space. They keep their shoulders relaxed, speak at a measured pace, and even know how to use silence to their advantage. This isn't about trying to appear dominant, but about feeling at ease with yourself. And this energy has a huge impact on how women perceive you. One detail few people notice is the pace of movements. Men who speak too fast, gesture excessively, or move hurriedly give off anxious energy. On the other hand, those who move calmly and deliberately exude natural authority. Small details like pausing before speaking, adjusting your tone of voice, and even leaning in slightly to listen better make your presence much more powerful. It may seem subtle, but women instinctively pick up on and respond to these signals instantly. The good news? Adjusting your body language doesn't require a massive effort, just awareness. Next time you're talking to a woman, pay attention to your posture, your gaze, and the pace of your speech. Feeling tense? Relax. Looking away too much? Hold eye contact a little longer. Small adjustments like these make a huge difference in how you're perceived. Attitude number 4, knowing how to say no. A lot of men think that saying yes to everything and avoiding any kind of disagreement makes them more likable. But in reality, it gives off an impression of weakness. Having clear boundaries and knowing when to say no is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have. Women respect and feel drawn to men who demonstrate control over their own lives. This doesn't mean being rude or inflexible, but rather having clarity about what you accept and what you don't tolerate. One of the most common mistakes is trying to please all the time, thinking it will guarantee her interest. But the effect is exactly the opposite. A man who doesn't establish his own rules becomes predictable, and over time, uninteresting. If she feels she can influence you without any resistance, she loses respect and sees you as someone with no challenge whatsoever. What truly keeps her interested is a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to express it. This applies to both relationships and casual conversations. If something doesn't sit right with you, say it directly and calmly. If she tests your limits, pay attention to how you react. A man who asserts himself naturally, without hesitation or drama, projects an irresistible personal authority. The secret isn't to be rigid, but to show that your values and desires matter. Knowing how to say no also shows that you prioritize yourself. Accepting anything just to avoid conflict or to please others reveals insecurity, and women pick up on that quickly. When you show that you're not afraid to lose an opportunity to stay true to yourself, you become a high-value man. And the result? Instead of you chasing women, they'll want to be around you. By choice, not out of convenience. Attitude number 5, creating sexual tension. Without being vulgar, many men don't understand the difference between being seductive and being over the top. Some avoid any kind of tension out of fear of seeming inappropriate, while others push too hard and end up driving women away. The secret? Balancing subtlety and intent. Seduction isn't about saying explicit things, but rather about creating an atmosphere where attraction arises naturally. A lingering glance, a lower tone of voice, and the way you lead the conversation can generate desire without having to say anything outright. Well-executed sexual tension is all about pacing. If you rush physical contact or make overly direct comments, you lose the magic. Women respond much better when attraction builds gradually, like a silent game. A brief pause before responding, a subtle touch at the right moment, or a compliment that leaves room for interpretation can be far more effective than something obvious. Creating anticipation is what truly keeps her attention. Another common mistake is thinking that to spark desire, you need to constantly validate the woman. Excessive compliments or trying too hard to be the nice guy can actually make her lose interest. What truly attracts a woman is the energy of a man who is secure in himself, who doesn't feel the need to prove anything all the time. Mystery, challenge, and the way you make her feel in the moment are far more powerful than any rehearsed line. In the end, what really matters isn't what you say, but how you make her feel. A glance that lasts just a second longer, a subtle smile after one of her responses, or a conversation led with calm confidence creates an irresistible magnetism. When tension builds naturally, attraction becomes inevitable. Attitude number 6, having an interesting life and not revolving around her. No woman wants to be the center of a man's life right away. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The most attractive thing is the feeling that you have your own world that she wants to be part of. Men with passions, projects, and well-defined goals give off a magnetic energy. What truly sparks female desire isn't just what you say or do, but the perception that you are always moving forward, following your own path. Many men think that to win over a woman, they need to give her constant attention and always be available. But this often has the opposite effect. When a man makes a woman his top priority before she has even earned that place, he loses value. What really holds a woman's attention is the idea that you have something bigger going on in your life, something that drives you, whether she's there or not. This creates a strong psychological effect. She feels like she has to put in effort to become part of your world. This doesn't mean you should ignore her or act indifferent. It simply means that you need to have a purpose greater than any relationship. If you invest in your own growth, explore new experiences, and maintain friendships and hobbies, your presence becomes more valuable. No woman wants a man who is available just because he has no better options. She wants someone who inspires and emotionally challenges her. The difference between just another guy and a truly desirable man lies in the lifestyle he builds. If your routine consists only of work and social media, it's unlikely a woman will find anything exciting about you. But if you have ambitions, seek new experiences, and dedicate yourself to what excites you, you automatically become more interesting. And the best part, you feel complete on your own without needing external validation. Attitude number 7, balancing. Being a challenge and showing interest seduction happens in the space between interest and unpredictability. If a man seems indifferent all the time, a woman loses motivation. On the other hand, if he gives himself away completely before she has invested in the relationship, he becomes just another guy. The key is finding balance, being engaging enough to keep her interested without sacrificing your individuality. This subtle push and pull keeps the connection intense and prevents the relationship from becoming dull. Showing interest doesn't mean suffocating her. Small gestures, like remembering something she mentioned or surprising her with an unexpected action, create a genuine bond. However, this should be paired with moments when you stay focused on your own life. Strategic absence creates anticipation, and anticipation fuels desire. An engaging conversation followed by a period where you're busy with your own activities makes her think about you more. Many men make the mistake of believing they need to be constantly available to secure a woman's interest. What actually works is maintaining a certain level of challenge where she feels like she has to earn your attention. This doesn't mean playing with her emotions, but rather positioning yourself as a man who knows his worth. The more a woman feels she has to put in effort to be with you, the more emotionally invested she becomes. The balance between closeness and mystery ensures that a woman never feels completely certain of what to expect. This keeps her mentally engaged and emotionally connected. When a man masters this dynamic, he creates an irresistible experience, not because he's trying to manipulate her, but because he lives authentically and independently. This combination is what makes her want to be with you without you having to force anything. If you want to keep learning how to become a more confident and desirable man, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Now, click on the next video appearing on your screen. There, I'll show you another powerful strategy to take your attraction game to the next level. See you there!